And show some love for your next contestant, Aidan Kelly, everybody. Aidan!
What's going on? 2020 was a good year for me because in 2020 I became a US citizen. Yeah, damn right, thank you. You're lucky to have me. I'm a fucking delight. No, I became a citizen through marriage. So obviously I'd like to thank Colin Farrell for that. Because I think before Colin Farrell, Americans used to look at Irish people and be like, oh, look at those drunk leprechauns. And then a coked up Colin Farrell came along and all Americans went, shit, we should fuck those drunk leprechauns. And now I am married to a bewildered woman from Ohio. People like to ask us how we got on during the lockdown, stuck in an apartment together. I think everyone did it in their own way. What we did is we started blacking out together. I won't lie, it's a worrying trend. I don't think we're alcoholics, though. I think alcoholism is a spectrum. And and we're somewhere between we should definitely stop, and sometimes one more turns into 10 more and a stupid amount of ABBA. I don't know why ABBA. I think it's because I'm drinking a lot of red wine lately, and if I drink too much red wine, it tricks my brain into thinking I'm at a wedding, hence the ABBA. I don't know. The only thing I do know about marriage is that when two people who live in the same apartment wake up and there's just broken shit everywhere, nothing binds them more than the collective shame of not knowing who to blame. Fuck, pandemic was rough, wasn't it? I mean, let's be honest, rough. Too many people dead, people still dying. We have a lot of questions to ask, like moral questions. One question I'm asking is it wrong to fake injury to avoid being a pallbearer at a funeral? I mean, the dead are obnoxiously heavy. No, back before lockdown, I was actually at my grandmother's funeral, bless her. I forgot my lines. Like, someone came up to me and was like, I'm sorry for your loss. And I said, I accept your apology. I'm like a lead. Funerals are weird, right? So this is Irish Catholic, right? Open casket. And I don't know if this happens anywhere else in the world. For some reason, everyone's insistent on complimenting the body. All right, they're like, oh, she's looking great. Isn't she looking fantastic? One person actually said, I don't think I've ever seen her look better. She used to be alive. I don't know what to tell you. I tried to read. I'm reading a lot now. One of the books I have read recently is the Bible. How different would that book be if they replaced the word father with daddy? Let me show you. From Matthew 6:6. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your daddy, who is unseen. Then your daddy, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Sums up Irish Catholicism. This is Boston, you know that. I didn't like the book. I thought there was a lot of plot holes. I didn't like the Judas betrayal plot. For those that don't know, basically the Roman guards paid off Judas to point out who Jesus is. How do you not know who Jesus is? He was the one doing the magic. I'll level with you, right? I don't believe in religion or ghosts or anything like that. And I know people do, and they have their reasons for it. I have my reasons for not believing in it. The main one being I'm a fucking grown-up. What world are we in? I got into an argument with someone about ghosts in New York City, right? It's like, oh, no, the mass graves for COVID, this city is haunted. It's like, it's New York City. With the amount of dead people there, if ghosts were real, you wouldn't be able to walk around that city without bumping into one. You'd be like, it would be the main political issue. Like all the liberals were like, oh, can't we help him ascend to heaven? And then all the conservatives were like, can't we just send him on a bus to Florida? Ridiculous. I want to take a little bit of time. I'm going to switch gears, take a little bit of time to talk about an Irish hero. Some of you may have heard of her, some of you may not have heard of her, I don't know. Meghan Markle. Yeah, any fans? Right? Ever since she's been married to Prince Harry, right? Ireland has never been closer to being one country. Boris Johnson got coronavirus, and she split the royal family up. She has done more in a year than the IRA have done in 50. And without murdering anyone. She's like our Gandhi. Our very sexy Gandhi. Terrorism, let's talk about it. I think the reactions to terrorism in this country highlights the racism Muslim people face, right? When a Muslim person does a terrorism, they want to do a Muslim ban, which is fucking stupid and racist, right? And when an Irish person does a terrorism, y'all made a drink out of it. Car bombs! And let's be honest, this is Boston. Some of your families may or may not have funded those car bombs. I just like the truth. Do you know what people like to ask me too? So I'm from Ireland, they like to ask me, do I hate English people? And I understand the question, right? We're the most bitter about the colonisation. Like public school in Ireland, like the three R's are reading, writing, and revenge! I do not hate English people, but I do hate the stereotypes we got. Like they got polite and proper, and we got raging and alcoholic. Which, by the way, isn't true. Not everyone in Ireland is a raging alcoholic. Some of us drink slower. The longer the drink is in the glass, the longer there's a reason to live. I'm doing fine, I swear. I also know for a fact that the English aren't polite and proper because I used to live there, and one day I was coming out of the train station, and I was living in London, coming out of the train station, there's this gentleman trying to get his bicycle up onto the footpath, and he's wearing one of those giant helmets that made me think he was disabled, and no one was helping him. So your hero here decided to go over and help him, and as I approach him, he turns around, and it was Boris fucking Johnson. Yes, then Lord Mayor of London. That's when I knew I liked English people. They knew who it was. They were like, fuck that guy. My favorite of all the English people was the guy who decided, as he's walking by, to yell out, Boris! You dick-toed cunt! What the fuck does that even mean? And how do I subscribe to your newsletter? You might be my hero. I've been in this country I think 7-8 years now. My main takeaway is that kids' birthdays are weird here. I'll explain, don't worry. I was in the Nike store in Fifth Avenue and there's a kid's birthday on, and all the kids were making shoes.
What?
Yeah, confused the shit out of me too. Of course it's stupid. I didn't even know it was cool here. That's a stunning PR turnaround for Nike. Holy shit. Fair play to them. It was weird, right? There was one kid that was crying because he wasn't allowed to make the shoes. His father said it was too expensive, which makes me think of the Nike sponsored sweatshop somewhere. There's a little kid crying and some man yelling at him, being like, do you know there's kids in New York that have to pay $59.99 to do what you do? I'm just saying the blood was on the shoes before Little Nas got them. Still though, right? Credit where credit is due. Has there ever been a better slogan for a sweatshop than just do it? Okay, thank you so much. My name's Aidan Kelly. Enjoy the